Tom, good to be back with you again.
Good to be with you, Dave.
I know you have a lot of things you want to tell me. Let's start off because I've been reading about Uber. I know you say there are a lot of problems for the drivers and for the passengers. It seems to me, though, that the company, Uber, is trying to do some good things for you, the driver. And I'm trying to just be fair here and fair to Uber.
Okay, well, there's been some improvements. There have been increased bonuses for a while, for the past few months, raising the rates that they pay the drivers during certain time periods in certain locations. The better part of that ended just recently.
Just to be fair and objective, isn't this a sign that Uber is trying to say, hey, drivers, we hear you, we're going to at least try to make it somewhat better for you?
No, it's not good. The main issue from a driver's point of view is the treatment of the drivers, of course, and the attitude of arrogance toward the drivers by the main CEO of Uber, whose name is Travis. And he's been in a lot of trouble recently. And it's all a matter of accountability. If you're not accountable as a CEO or as a company to your employees, you're probably not going to be very accountable to the public as well.
So our viewers understand, you used to actually be a union organizer years ago. Explain that, and then explain what you are attempting to do with drivers who drive for Uber.
Well, I used to be a organizer and researcher for a hotel union in Southern California. And so I learned some things from that about grassroots organizing that might be applicable to the situation with drivers and Uber. But what's involved in any kind of organizing is numbers. You have to have the numbers, and then you have to have your list of demands that you use those numbers to push for. Organizing can come from different sources, through actually organizing mini strikes, and it can come from PR, putting pressure on the company. It can come by teaming up with the passengers too, because many passengers are concerned about the situation as well. But there's a limited window of opportunity here due to the fact that Uber and Lyft hope to go with driverless cars in 5 to 10 years. Estimates vary on that. But there are so many drivers, and there is a revolving door in this business, which is kind of what Uber wants, because that makes it more difficult to organize. They can keep the pay down. But there are ways to overcome that. Well, I think one thing that they should do is, people say, well, why don't you get another job? Well, that's a good point. So let's use that as an organizing tactic and say, well, I'm not going to go out and drive except during surge hours, for example, when the rates are doubled or tripled, or other times when the rates, maybe they're not double or triple, but they're at least more reasonable. And go over to Lyft, the competitor, which really isn't any better, but it's the smaller one. Uber is the larger one, and it determines the trends in the market. So Lyft has to follow Uber or it goes out of business. So you put the pressure on Uber, much as organizers have in the past put pressure on Walmart. You use the power that you have as a driver to deny the company business as much as you can. Plus, you use the internet and the media as much as possible to get across to the public what's going on here with this company.
Is this something that could happen, organizing or unionizing, so to speak, for Uber drivers, or just given the way the business model is and how so many drivers are looking to just do this part-time and pick up a few bucks here and there, is it really never going to work?
The job of Uber, of the corporation, is to make as much money for that corporation as it can, period. That's just the same throughout the workforce. And so workers have to realize that, and they're not there to take care of you. You have to take care of yourself, and the only way you can do that is by organizing so you have power. That's the only way you have power.